What's up, gamers and collectors? DGC back with another video, and today we're going to talk about Switch exclusives versus Wii U exclusives. Yeah, it's finally time. Let's check it out. Alright, but in all seriousness, guys, y'all are just jealous you didn't get a Hello Kitty Cruisers. Oh wait, you did, because you got everything ported to the goddamn Switch. Alright, so let's start out here with something that I just some gleaming things that stick out to me right away. You had Mario Tennis, Ultra Smash. It's almost the same damn game. I mean, yes, they added a lot of story shit to it. This was a very late Wii U game, and then they were like, oh, we should probably reuse that, but we can't re-release it. This is before Nintendo went port heavy. You know, this is basically this with an added story to it, which, you know, it's not bad. They're actually... This is probably the best looking Wii U game. Most people never talk about that, but this game looks absolutely phenomenal on the Wii U. Now this, I haven't actually played this a ton. I've played it a little bit. It's a very good game. I'm not going to hate on it, but it really is. They just used that game and then added a story to it, so that's cool. You know, whatever. I'm not too mad about that one. Then with Smash 5, at first pre-DLC, this was basically just Smash 4 on the Switch, and again, that's not that big of a deal. But, you know, they added all the DLC fighters and everything, and they added some new stuff to it. And there's a lot of stages and music and this and that. But there's no space embassy. And, you know, just... it was kind of lacking content to me. At least day one, this was lacking content. Like, it just... I don't know. It was good, and I still play it from time to time. Don't get me wrong. And there's all the new characters that they add all the time and stuff. It's awesome, but... I don't know, it's really just more or less the same thing, right? And I mean, how much can you truly change Smash? I get it, but... And then Splatoon 2. This came out so fast that, like, most of... I would say a strong 70% of the maps are just Splatoon 1 maps, which is cool. They're great. I still play Splatoon all the time. And people still play it on the Wii U, surprisingly. But Splatoon 2, great game. I play it all the damn time. I really do. I get sucked back in, then I play it for like a good 2 or 3 weeks straight, like every day after work. Every couple of months that'll happen. And it's a great game. I love Splatoon. It's a new franchise, but it started on the Wii U. They were giving us fresh new franchises on the Wii U. So yeah, it's got a story to it. The first one had a story, and then this one had a DLC story with the Octolings and all that stuff. Then you had 3D World. 3D All-Stars. This is, you know... And this is, frankly, a piss-poor collection. Where's Galaxy 2? I mean, like, where is it? Why couldn't you guys have included that? Like, that's just, it's frankly just bullshit. And that's just kind of where I stand with that one. Like, they should have. And, I mean, those are just ports from an older console. And I know people bitched about the emulation and this and that. It runs perfectly fine for me. I have to give it to Nintendo on that one. Now... Typically, I don't buy the ports from the Wii U to the Switch because I already owned them day one on the Wii U. So, like, there was no need for me to. Like, Mario Kart 8, this is an exception to the rule. Like, Mario Kart 8 is just awesome. Mario Kart's just an exception to the rule. It just is. Like, I'd buy this again for $60. Like, and I have no remorse over it because I've re-gotten my value out of that. But, like, I had all that DLC, and I had the game day one, and, like, I was championing that game on the Wii U when nobody was supporting the Wii U. And, again, that game, I mean, Mario Kart 8 is amazing. But when are we going to get Mario Kart 9? This came out very close to launch in 2017. We're now in 21. Where's Mario Kart 9? Like, what are y'all waiting on? Like, how hard could it be to make 30 more levels, add in, like, I don't know, Cat Bowser, and call it a day? And add in, like, maybe Luigi's Mansion with the EGAD, you know, vacuum on his back into the Mario Kart 9. Like, what are y'all waiting on, Nintendo? All right, then you got Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. Why did I buy this again? I fully beat it again, and I loved it. And I love Mario Kart, or Mario 3D World. It's, frankly, my second favorite Mario after Sunshine. But, you know, they added in a 3-hour DLC just so, like, people like me would justify buying this. Because, like... I'm a Nintendo addict, man. Like, I got to get my fix. I needed to play that Bowser's Fury. And it was fun. It was good. Maybe it was a trial kind of demo to see if people would like that kind of style of Mario in the future. All right, so now we're getting into the actual true exclusives to the Switch. So we got Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Torna the Golden Country. This is a DLC expansion, but it is meaty enough to where I'm going to, I mean, it did get a full physical release, so I'm going to go ahead and count this. I love Xenoblade. If you're new to the channel, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. But I do love Xenoblade, like a lot. It really kind of brought me into RPGs, and I love it for that. And last year I played through Xenoblade 1 and 2, and then this year I plan to play through this and Xenoblade Chronicles X, and actually finish X. I've restarted it, and I'm going to finish it this time. And, like, fully finish it. And I'm doing it for my boy Etika. I'm doing it for him. All right, let's see here. Now, here was a cool one. This was cool. This was Nintendo finally, like, trying. They gave us Daemon X Machina and Astral Chain. And then we got Luigi's Mansion, like all truly new exclusives for the Switch, and I was hyped for them bad boys. Luigi's Mansion 3, and that came out at like Halloween of what year was this? This was 19. Came out Halloween time of 19, and it was, you know, perfectly placed in the year to where like it was Halloween themed and that kind of shit, and it was great. And that was a beautiful game. It was fun. I was addicted to it. I played it nonstop. I didn't play anything else till I finished it. Great game. Astral Chain, cool little series from, who made this? This was Platinum, and then Nintendo paid for it. So, like, Platinum and Nintendo, first of all, Nintendo, y'all need to buy Platinum before Microsoft does. Like, clearly you need to make that happen. They would be a great asset to you. Wonderful 101, Star Fox, Astral Chain. Like, think about if they could lock up stuff like this for the Switch. I mean, like, that'd be awesome. But yeah, so Astral Chain, just a really cool, unique experience that you're going to get on the Switch. So, like, I'll give it to that. And then you had Daemon X Machina. I love mech games, and this was cool. And yeah, it's technically on the PC now, but, you know, regardless, at least console-wise, it's still exclusive to the Switch, and it did initially come out on the Switch, so I'll give it to Nintendo for that. Bravely Default 2. I just got this, you know, day one, and I'm loving it. Very good little JRPG. Exclusive. Yoshi's Crafted World. I love the Yoshi games. It's a great game. I really loved this one. It was truly great. But it wasn't as good as Yoshi's Yarn World or Woolly World, because that's probably my favorite Yoshi game was Woolly World. I really loved it with the amiibos and the costumes you could, or you know, you would use the amiibos and get the different yarns and this and that, and it was really cool. Now, Odyssey, really good game. I enjoyed it, but it for the first time ever, this is a Mario where I just haven't gone back to it. And I don't know, like, I guess I just didn't like it as much as I liked all the other ones. Like, I've played 3D World like 6 or 7 times now. Now, granted, it's way shorter and you can play it quicker with the levels and everything. But all right, so now to the main thing, the two main games that I've played most on the Switch, which I'm sure most of you would probably have the same story, Animal Crossing and Breath of the Wild, which is down here. I'll show that a little bit later. So Animal Crossing, I think I've dropped 100, 120 hours into this. I love Animal Crossing. Who doesn't? Now, with that being said, though, on the Wii U with the Gamepad, you can't tell me that the game wouldn't have been far superior on the Wii U with the Gamepad. Just far superior. Like, if you played the DS ones, you would know, because the Wii U essentially was just a TV DS, is what it was. Snipper Clips. This is a cool little launch title experiment kind of thing that they did. And it was really just a tech demo. But it's a really charming, fun game. So, again, that's cool that Nintendo did that. I don't have 1-2 Switch, and I don't have Hyrule Warriors, whatever the new one's called, and then I don't have the Paper Mario yet. I don't have time to play them, and they're not going to be rare. So, like, I just don't have $120 to drop to just let them sit on my shelf. I just don't have time to play them yet. So that's 2 more exclusives. And you got Kirby Star Allies. Good game, but super short. Like, I forget who it was. It was Rax the Great. He got this day one. I didn't get it day one, and I saw him tweet out that he beat it in like 3 or 4 hours. That's kind of piss poor. I mean, I get it. It's just a little platformer game, but like, so like, because of his tweet, like, I held out forever to buy this, and I enjoyed it, and I beat it, and it's a good game, but like, super short. Now, more of a recent title here is New Pokemon Snap. Really great game. It took them 22 years to give us a new Pokemon Snap. Like, Nintendo. What? Again, would have been absolutely badass on the Wii U using the gamepad as the camera. Like, boop, 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 boop. Like, How did Nintendo not think of that? Or maybe they did and they were just like, ah, fuck it, we're not going to make any money there. But like, in my opinion, they really should have tried harder on the Wii U. And I mean, we're going to get into that here in a second, to where like, there's proof that they did try harder. Oh, I guess let's go over the rest of the Switch crap, and then we'll go over that. All right, so we got Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battle. Now, this was a launch window title for the Switch. It was supposed to be a launch game, but it was launch window. Now, again, you can't tell me with the grid battle that this wouldn't have been cooler and better on the Wii U. Like, you just can't tell me that. Yeah, it's exclusive to the Switch, but at the time that this came out, you also can't tell me that this wasn't at least debated about being on the Wii U as well, or already have been in development for the Wii U and just were like, ah, fuck it, we'll just make it crappier and put it on the Switch. So let's put that down there. Now, the elephant in the room. We got the Breath of the Wild, the Master Edition. For me, the Switch version is the gimped version. If you go back and watch the original footage and gameplay and trailers and demos of the Wii U version of Breath of the Wild, it had the Sheikah Slate was the Wii U pad. You would do the inventory on the Wii U, just like with the 2 Zelda games that came out for the Wii U game, Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. We'll talk about those. It's not full-on Switch hate. There's a little bit of Wii U hate there. So Breath of the Wild, it got gimped to the Switch. And they purposely gimped the Wii U one so that it wouldn't be superior to the Switch one. One day, hopefully, some cracker can figure out that the code is still in the Wii U disc somehow and like mod it. I don't know. I'm a nerd, but I'm not that nerdy to understand how all that shit would work. Or maybe they could find like a development Wii U one day, 20 years from now, and like release the full Wii U version with the Gamepad support. Oh my god, that would be so awesome to play the true Breath of the Wild. But yeah, and then we got Pokemon Go, cool game with the little ball. I have the ball up here. I'm actually planning on playing through this here eventually. I played it, but not all the way through. Then we had Fire Emblem Warriors. Yes, this is in a Ziploc bag because they decided to make it holographic, and I don't want it to get scratched. That was the best idea I could come up with. All right, now this one here. This is technically a port from a Game Boy game, but this is like a worthwhile port. This is an amazing game. Much like with, was this 2019 also? I think it was. Yeah, it was. 2019 was lit for the Switch. That was the only year for the Switch so far that I've like truly been excited. Astral Chain, Daemon X Machina, this, Luigi's Mansion for the holiday season, and then Dragon Quest XI. It was a good holiday season for the Switch of 2019, and then 2020's kind of been a letdown. 2021's kind of going on to a letdown. 18 was a letdown. 17 was kind of a letdown. And then it's just been ports and ports and ports and ports and ports. And, with this one, this is probably my favorite Game Boy game back in the day. I played this all the time. All the time. And then I was so excited when it came out for the Switch. And it was good. I loved it. I really did. Then like an actual exclusive here, like a big boy. This is Three Houses, Fire Emblem. I still need to go back and finish this. And then, I'll give you this, Nintendo. I'll give you this. So far, this is my favorite Switch game. It is. I love Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I really do. The story to it, Rex and Pyra, and what the hell was the derpy guy's name? Oh, what was his damn name? I just beat this not that long ago. I forget what his name was. I honestly don't remember. What the hell was his name? I don't know. But you had Nia and Dromoff and what the hell was his name? That's gonna bother me now. But either way, and then you had Xenoblade Chronicles, the definitive edition or whatever, and I beat that as well last year. So I was RPG heavy last year on the Switch, but that was a port. Now, granted, it's a worthwhile port because it looks amazing on the Switch, and if you haven't picked it up or played it on the Switch, you really should. But it's just few and far between where I'm like playing the Switch for like hardcore to play a new experience, because it's either just a port because Nintendo loves plucking them heartstrings of the nostalgia, or every once in a while like we'll get a new game. Like I'm being optimistic that in 21 we will get a Xenoblade Chronicles 3. We will get a Breath of the Wild 2. We will get maybe an F-Zero finally. We will get maybe a Mario Kart 9 finally. We will get maybe a new Wave Race, maybe a new 1080, maybe a new anything. Like maybe Pikmin 4 will finally fucking come out, right? Like that game was promised to us at the end of the Wii U's life. They were like, it's ready, it's done, it's baked, it's chilling in the oven, staying warm. They were like, it's ready, and then nothing. So I don't know. I mean, maybe it was Hey Pikmin. We don't know, but like, I don't think it was Hey Pikmin, which arguably is not a terrible game. You might want to try that one. It's kind of fun. But so let's jump into the Wii U here and kind of just talk about things. So you had Star Fox Guard and Star Fox Zero itself. Guard was just kind of a tech demo that they kind of just threw in, but that was cool that they just threw that in. You know, Star Fox Zero. I love Star Fox Adventure. I'm going to be that guy. It's in my top 10. I love Star Fox Adventure, and I'm not even ashamed to admit it. That game just holds a really special spot in my heart because I rented it when I was staying the week at my cousin's house, and then just, I don't know, it was just like when gaming was at the pinnacle. I was like a little kid at the time, and like I just loved Star Fox Adventure. And it was like, to me, Star Fox Adventure was the last true Rare game. And Rare is my favorite developer. Old school Rare is my favorite developer. Donkey Kong Country is my actual favorite game of all time. Metroid Prime has some Rare, people in it, but so Star Fox Zero, absolutely great game, but terrible controls, but still great game, and they finally gave us that, right? Rabbids Land, yeah. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and throw these down here because this is gonna be a lot of shit here. Mario Kart 8. Y'all port begged and got this. Actually, this was pre-port begging. But Pikmin 3. Y'all did beg for this one. And you got the gimped inferior version. Like the best way to play this is to plop the gamepad in front of you and play with the Wii remote and nunchuck. It's a flawless definition of what the Wii U could have been. It is the superior definitive way to play the game. It really is. New Super Luigi U. This was DLC done correctly. Like Nintendo still does do DLC correctly. I'll give them that. Out of all the big companies, Nintendo still does it fairly and does a good job. I remember when this came out and being super excited for it. It's like, this is hard Mario. This is like Lost Levels, in the current era. This was pretty tough and it was cool. And plus green case, like what's not cool about that? And then launch title. And then this got, people port begged this over the Switch or the Wii U to the Switch from the Wii U. Great game. I loved this game. Absolutely stellar Mario game. Tank. Cool little party game. Nintendo didn't make this. It's Namco. It's exclusive because it really wouldn't work anywhere else other than the Wii U. But it just goes. It's one of the games that goes to show like what the Wii U was capable of, and no one ever really did anything with it. Sonic Boom. If you've actually played and beaten this game, you could agree that it's actually not a completely terrible game. It's not great, but it's actually not terrible. You have to play the game, beat it, bake on your thoughts for like a week, and then think about it. It's actually not a terrible game. Oof. This was a killer. Captain Toad. Y'all port begged for this one too. Captain Toad, man. This was a cool, great experience that, again, it's superior on the Wii U. It just is with the gamepad and aiming and moving. And this truly showcased what the Wii U could do and what it was all about, being cool and different and unique with gyro and motion controls and this and that. Ooh, y'all ain't getting this one. Killer Splash. Great game. Absolutely great game. Killer game. I beat this last year as well. I played a lot of I did Dragon Quest XI last year too. Did a lot of RPGs last year. Really cool game. You could probably get this on the Switch, but you'd have to really take away the heart and the soul and the identity of this game. The paint looks cool, and the stickers and just everything about it. Not the stickers, the cards and everything. And the battle mechanic. At first, it was kind of cool, and then the game kind of dragged on. But then, like at the end, the ending of this game is very sad and it's kind of depressing. I didn't like the ending to this one. R.I.P. my brother. R.I.P. Nintendo Land. tech demo packed into the system. But this is some badass quality games here, man. This was cool as shit. You had the Zelda Battle Quest, the Pikmin Adventure, the Metroid Blast. I loved those. The Donkey Kong one was super cool. The Captain Falcon racing thing was cool, and the balloon trip was cool. All the other ones were kind of meh. The Ninja one was cool with the stars, but it kind of meh. But all the other ones are super fun. You could still go back and play them and have an absolute blast with them. You really can. Great little experience there. Y'all definitely port begged for this one. Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. Again, I beat this this year actually. Again, and really cool game, really good game. Now on the Switch, it got Funky Kong, and it just made the game easier. And then they still charge y'all $60 for it. It was $50 when it came out on the Wii U. They charge y'all $10 more, and y'all say, "Give me more." Zombie U. What a cool experience. And again, this got ported to everything else. Not on the Switch, though, ironically. But it got ported to the PC, PS4, and Xbox. But why would you play it anywhere else? Like, this is literally designed with the game around the gamepad, scanning and doing that, and then doing your inventory and everything. Like, it was designed around that. It's in my Wii U right... Oh, you can't see it. We're on the eShop. But it's in my Wii U right now. I've been replaying it. Oh, my God. Kirby and the Rainbow Curse. Y'all definitely not getting this one. That's for sure, because this literally can't work without the gamepad. No, I guess they could try to make it like a handheld-only game, but even then, they could do that, but I doubt they would do it. But, so, you know, this is locked on the Wii U. Awesome-looking game. I love claymation. And it looks beautiful. It looks absolutely beautiful. The sound effects to it with the claymation and everything, and the visuals and everything. And it's a fun game. I loved the first one. It was Canvas Curse was the first one. And then this one's Rainbow Curse. Absolutely just an absolute gem of a game here. Beautiful to look at. Really great to look at. Like, this was Nintendo pouring their heart and... This was Iwata pouring his heart and soul into the Wii U, begging y'all to buy the damn thing, and nobody did. And then now everybody's like, "Oh, I liked the Wii U. Let me make Wii U videos because I liked it." You didn't support the Wii U. You weren't out there supporting it. You really weren't. Don't pretend like you love the Wii U now because it need, you know, now it's cool and retro. Bayonetta 2. Nintendo made it happen. They made it happen on the Wii U. And I remember when this came out, everybody was hating and jealous of this because we got Bayonetta 2. Xbox people, PlayStation people, y'all were jealous of this. And, you know, Switch people, y'all, you know, we're getting Bayonetta 3 here eventually. Again, I presume that'll come out this year, hopefully. And we're getting, what is that damn game called? With Travis in it. What is that fucking game called? I'm completely drawing a blank. You all know what I'm talking about. It's the third game with Travis in it. What is that damn game called? That's going to bother me now. Oh, No More Heroes 3. So we're probably going to get Bayonetta 3, No More Heroes 3. I guess it's the year of threes this year. And, you know, we're definitely getting those. And we're probably going to get Breath of the Wild 2, which, you know, don't get me wrong, that's a good holiday. I'd be happy with that. But, you know, Nintendo needs to at least come out and say they're doing that. But Bayonetta 2, fantastic little game. Wonderful 101, y'all port begged for this, and then eventually they kickstarted it, and then it was on PS4. But again, it's going to play the best on the Wii U with the gamepad. Definitive. Hyrule Warriors. Y'all begged for this on the Switch too, and then y'all got all the free DLC and everything, and you know that's cool and all, but like this was again Nintendo going out of their way trying to get you to buy the Wii U, and nobody supported. I got this for my birthday from my sister. I begged her to get it for me. Pokken. I'm pretty sure it's Pokken because it's Tekken, so this would be Pokken is how you would say this. Again, Nintendo trying, man. They were going out of their way trying to make cool shit, and nobody supported. This was an awesome game. This is fun as shit. It really is a fun fighting game. And then it did get ported over to the Switch, and they added in more fighters. I kind of want it because I actually really like this game, and I kind of want it for the Switch, but I just can't justify the price tag of $60 for a game that I already bought $60 when it came out. You know, like that's been one thing that really has bothered me about the Switch is that they charge full retail, sometimes $10 more, Donkey Kong, for these Switch games. Like if they were all $30, I would own them all. You know, like make them a budget priced game And first of all, Nintendo would sell way more of them because people like me would buy them, so they'd probably be making more money on them. They already made, let there be no mistake, Nintendo made their initial money back on the Wii U release. They're just being greedy and want even more money, which it's a company, I get that, for the Switch. Now, Wii Sports Club. This is obviously a port of Wii Sports, but they tried. They added, full HD to it. These are gorgeous on here. They added it to where you can put the gamepad down and then swing the Wiimote, and they added actual extra content to the game. And this was $30 retail if you found it when it came out, and there's a prime example. They were all right, we're gonna re-release that thing for you, but we're gonna charge it at a budget price. Let's see here. We got this, and I guess we'll show this at the same time. Sochi Olympics 2014, or no. Yeah, Sochi 2014, and then this one's Rio 2016. So this is winter one, and this is summertime Olympics. Shout out your player too. He got this for me. So that's pretty sweet. And the blue Wiimote is still in there. So those were exclusives. And they're not super great exclusives, but they were. Y'all port bagged the shit out of this game. But again, the definitive edition with the phone calls and everything on the Wii U gamepad, and then we got the sweet limited edition with the stickers and all that stuff, and so instead of giving us a sequel to this, y'all port bagged and had to have the first one. We could have already had a sequel to this, right? Or another iteration of it, or some kind of other cross contaminated franchises of Nintendo and who made this? Atlas, we could have had another cool I don't even know. We could have had Project X Zone 3 or something, on the Wii, Switch by this point in time. I'm gonna save this one for last. I'm gonna save that one for last. But so 3D World, y'all port bagged for that one. Sonic Lost World, pretty cool game. And again, Nintendo locked in a cool deal with Sega and got 3 exclusive games. Was it 2 or 3? I can't remember. It was Sonic Boom and this were exclusive to the Wii U from Sega. They locked that in. They haven't done that on the Switch. They could easily lock it in. Maybe they have. I don't know. How badass would that be if Nintendo gave us Sonic Adventure 3? That'd be so sweet. Splatoon. They tried. They listened to their younger developers, and they were all right, go ahead and make that cool new multiplayer game. We need that. And they locked it in with this one. This is a great game, and it was really a really fun experience. I remember when that game came out. NES Remix. This was really cool. This was just them throwing shit in a bag, and they were all right, we gotta keep pumping out something. But this is a really fun experience for the Wii U. And could they remix, or why haven't they made SNES Remix Pack, right? That would be badass. Why haven't they done that? You don't need the touchpad for any of this stuff, right? Why have they not made, or not remake this, but remake it with different levels of NES stuff for the Switch. Make a NES Pack 2, right? They haven't. Breath of the Wild, man. This is the gimped version. We got gimped. We got gimped because you Switch lords. And I won't lie to you. I played it fully on the Switch. I did. Despite having... I bought this way later on. And I feel kind of bad because I should have played it on the Wii U. I let my baby down, and I should have played it on the Wii U, but I got sucked into the hype and wanted to play it on the shiny new console. Game of Wario. Where's the new Wario game? Why have we not gotten a new Wario game? How much time and effort and money could it possibly take to make a mini game, Wario game? Seriously, how long could it possibly take Nintendo to make something like that for the Switch? Alright, then we got this. Y'all are still port begging for this, but y'all ain't getting this one. Keller Splash, Nintendo Land, Rainbow Curse, Xenoblade Chronicles X. Y'all are not getting those. It's just not happening. And we got Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess. Now, these are obviously ports from GameCube and from the Wii, and GameCube for that matter on this one. Now, with that being said, this has the maps and everything. This is essentially the GameCube version ported up. But it looks phenomenal. And then it has the touchpad. You can use your inventory and all that shit on it. So it's arguably, in my opinion, the superior game. I personally hated playing Wii Remote and Nunchuck with the Zelda games. They were never great. They never were, right? They weren't. Now this, ooh, this is my nice limited edition. It could just be because this is my favorite Zelda game. All right, camera cut out like always. But so they've remade this, and they essentially just stretched it out to 1080p, added in some smoke effects. They made the water travel that you could get the better sail, and the water travel was easier and it wasn't as daunting. And then the miiverse, man, the miiverse. Y'all don't know about the miiverse if you weren't supporting back in the day. The miiverse was such a cool thing. It was like a cool club that you weren't in unless you had a Wii U. You were not in the club unless you had a Wii U. People would draw pictures and send notes and game hints and then they could do the message in the bottle thing. That was so cool. You would find like messages in the bottle just floating in the water, and you could like go pick them up and then read them. And the Wii U, man, it was just such a cool system. It really was, and it was just so underutilized and so underloved. And then the last one here, Nintendo really went out of their way for this one, and that's Devil's Third. Iwata, he was R.I.P. my dude. Arguably, in my opinion, he was the heart and soul of what kept Nintendo being Nintendo from the original family, and that's why they did put Iwata in charge. I think the new dude is just full on capitalist and money hungry, and that's cool. Like, I get it, you're a business, but with Iwata, he was homies with Itagaki, and he made him a deal. He's like, look, man, I'm gonna help you out, brother. And this was Itagaki's. Sad to say it, but this was probably Itagaki's last game, and this is his swan song. That's the Ninja Gaiden dude, Dead or Alive guy. Koei Tecmo let Itagaki go for whatever he may or may not have done. I'm not going to go down that path, but I love Dead or Alive, and I love Ninja Gaiden, and I love Devil's Third. I bought this day one. I pre-ordered this. The jackasses at GameStop. Is the receipt still in here? My receipt's still in here. This came out on... when did this come out? This was 12/12/15 for $60, and I picked it up early in the morning, and I played the shit out of this. So this was 2015. This was 7 years ago, man. Whew. This is a hard-ass campaign on this game. It really is. But they and the multiplayer, oh my god. The multiplayer never got fully utilized or realized because they were still updating and patching shit in, and then it was only live for like a couple of months. And that's unfortunate because it really was actually quite fun and very competitive. Very fun, very competitive. And the story to this is not... It's not a great... Like, the actual story, the narrative, is not great. But it's cool, it's interesting. And then the boss fights in this game... This really reminds me of, like, NES Hard. Like, with the boss fights in this game. My God! Did I want to destroy some controllers when I was playing this game. But, like, at the end of it, I truly felt... triumphant. Like, I really beat a hard game, and like I really loved it. And then, like, thinking back on it, the story was very obscure and unique and random, and there was like zombies and paramilitary troops and like Metal Gear-esque storytelling, and it was just such a cool experience. It really was. And then Nintendo, toward the end, they didn't really promote this game, and there was only ever, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure there was only 4,000 copies of this made in America. That number seems to stick out in my head. There was 2 print runs of it. There was the initial print run, which I really want to say was like 1,500 copies. It was not many. This was hard to find. Then they did do a second print run, which was primarily Amazon that had copies of it. So, yeah, Devil's Third. I guess ultimately what I'm getting at is that the Gamepad was just a better controller. It's more comfy. You could still do the hybrid mode and play on for most of the games, not all of them, but you could hold the minus button and then play on the Gamepad and still watch TV or whatever it is you're doing to where you feel you need to play on the little tiny screen. Why would you not want to play on the big screen? That's what gets me with the Switch. People are like, well, I like the handheld mode. Okay, and I'm not hating. You're your own individual person. Like, you can like what you like, but why would you want to play on a little 5.2-inch screen when you could play on whatever size screen you have? That's 55. Like, and I'm good with that. 55 is the optimal screen to me, in my humble opinion. It's perfect bigness and not too small size screen. But why would you want to play on a little 5.2-inch screen, or however big the Switch screen is? It might be 7, I don't know. But it's a little tiny ass screen. Now I get it when you go on a trip or whatever, if you're a kid, like I get that. Like if you're in the back of the car and your mom and dad are taking you somewhere, like I get that, the convenience of it. But like as an adult, like I don't ever play it in handheld mode. I really don't, unless I'm like at the doctor's or like with my parents going somewhere on like a family kind of thing, or like those are pretty much the only 2 occasions where I'm ever playing in handheld mode. And then even when I am, like I'm playing Mario Kart or Smash Bros or something very quick and simple. I'm not playing like Luigi's Mansion in the car, you know. I don't know. Like I guess I'm kind of I'm hating on the Switch just because like I guess ultimately I just wasn't ready for the Wii U to be done. I was not ready to say goodbye to the Wii U. I still feel like there was some experiences that could have been better on the Wii U. Like in my humble opinion, Pokemon Snap. We'll go ahead and put this up here. That would have been better on the Wii U. Animal Crossing would have been better on the Wii U. Go ahead and throw that up there. Strategy RPG. Yeah, y'all know that would have totally made more sense on the Wii U with the grid base, just like it used to on the DS. That. And again, I'm going to have to throw this up here as well. If I can get that in there. Now y'all can't see me. Mario and Kingdom's Rabid Battle, blah, 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 blah. With the grid-based, it would have just made way more sense on the Wii U. It really would have. Let me move these out of the way. It just, they just would have. And then Breath of the Wild, it just would have made more sense on the Wii U. And it did. And then they still gimped it. And it's really disappointing to me. And I guess what it was is that, like, I'm just kind of salty that, like, nobody supported the Wii U. Everybody's now supporting the Switch. But then, like, you guys don't realize the missed opportunity that you're having with the Switch. Like, truthfully, what all new have we gotten here? We've gotten an Animal Crossing, we've gotten a Pokemon Snap, we've gotten Luigi's Mansion, Astral Chain, Daemon X Machina, Bravely Default, a new Yoshi, a new Mario, a new Kirby, a new Xenoblade, a new Fire Emblem Warriors game, Kingdom's Rabbids Battle, a couple of Pokemon games, and that's really it. And then 1-2 Switch, and Snipper Clips, and you know, Torna, and all these are great experiences. But like, look at this tiny little pathetic stack of actual exclusives to the Switch, versus what I just showed you came out on the Wii U, and then y'all port begged it from the Wii U to the Switch. So either Nintendo is just recouping their losses on the Switch, and the next generation is going to be a banger and be badass. But I kind of just feel and fear that Nintendo has adopted this new practice of just porting games and just being lazy and just like watching the money print finally. There's always been that running meme of, Iwata and Miyamoto and I think Reggie all in an office with like money shooting out their mouth and shit. And then there's like a DS one where it's like printing money. And the Switch is just printing money at this point. Like, there's no way that system costs them $300 to make anymore. But they still haven't dropped the price. It just... And then the Switch Lite, like... I don't know. To me, it's kind of pointless. Maybe if I got one, maybe I would appreciate and like handheld mode. But... I don't know. Just for me, the Wii U just was a far better system. It had actual true exclusives. It was Nintendo at their best. It was Nintendo trying. The GameCube is when they were at their best. But it was Nintendo trying their best because they were just like, what cool, crazy, unique ideas can we do that'll stick and people will enjoy and want to actually play and give them new experiences. NES Remix, Pikmin 3 with the cool controls, Nintendo Land with the... I don't know, like, it's weird. For me, the Switch just hasn't done it for me yet. Like, maybe when Xenoblade 3 comes out, Bayonetta 3, No More Heroes 3, Zelda, like, if all those come out this year, plus the remaster of Skyward Sword, that'd be 5 big games. I think at that point, like, I'd finally be happy with the Switch. If we finally got like a big year with like 5 big badass AAA games that like just kept me busy the whole holiday season, I think I would be pretty happy with the Switch. Because I got to be honest with you guys, if you're an Xbox dude this year, you're going to be pretty goddamn disappointed. I've rarely turned mine on after the initial enjoyment of having it. You might get Halo this year. We'll probably get a Forza, but that's pretty much it as far as the Xbox goes. And then with Sony, if we're lucky, we might get Gran Turismo this year. We're definitely getting Ratchet soon. There might be a few other games, and we might get the Horizon game this year. But Nintendo is probably gonna have the better holiday season this year. And do I think the Switch Pro's coming out, or the new Switch? I think they're gonna call it the new Switch, personally. I think it'll be 21. I think it'll be holiday of 21. I don't even think they're going to show it this year. I think it is definitely coming. I think it'll be more of a successor that is backwards compatible. I don't think that it'll be truly a kind of like the new Switch or the new 3DS was, where it was actually the same thing but like a little more powerful. I think this will be a true actual next generation console where it'll output 4K. It'll play all your old Switch stuff, but to play its games, I think you're going to need the new Switch. Is what I believe they're going to call it, the new Switch. That's just my personal opinion. Or Switch Plus. I don't think they're going to call it Switch Pro. I think that just sounds like a terrible name decision in my opinion, but that's just me. And it's funny because like the new 3DS, when that came out, like everyone hated that name, but like now it sticks and it makes sense. Xbox One like was stupid when it came out, but now it sticks and it's like that's what it's called, so it just is what it is. But like, I don't know, and like even Wii U, like when that first came out, I laughed and I made fun of the name and it was stupid. But then like when Iwata started doing the directs, that's another thing y'all don't have. I mean, obviously Iwata passed away, but like the directs suck ass now. That was Iwata's dream. That was his thing. That was like, you could tell he was enthusiastic. He was happy to be there. He wanted to be there during those events. Like he liked it. He was a gamer. He was a developer, but you know. And you know his little quote about, you know, on his business card or whatever, but like you could just tell like he didn't even do it for the money. Toward the end, when the Wii U was bombing, he gave away his big bonuses and money and his salary to his employees so that like they didn't have to suffer. Like my man didn't care about the money, and like you could just tell like that was his dream job. Like he loved what he did, and Iwata and you know Reggie's gone now, and like I don't know, to me Nintendo's just kind of lost their soul without Reggie and Iwata. They just kind of have, and I think at the end of this video that's kind of where I'm coming to the conclusion with, like, without Reggie and Iwata, I don't know, Nintendo just kind of lost their soul to me. I don't even know what the new dude's name is. And like I get it, he's the CEO, like he doesn't really need to be in the directs and this and that, and that's kind of makes sense, but like with Nintendo and Iwata being in the directs, it showed their quirky nature and what they brought to the table and why they were different from Sony and Xbox and I don't know. I'm just kind of rambling and ranting here. This was totally a ranty rambly video. That's why I made this video. You guys said you wanted to see more stuff like this, so hopefully you enjoyed it. But give me your guys' opinions, honestly. Like I want to know why everyone has such this asphyxiation with the Switch and love the Switch so much. Like for me, it hasn't clicked with me yet. Like there hasn't, like I love Xenoblade 2 to this date. That's my favorite Switch game. But nothing else has really just like been a banger for me to where I'm like, oh man, I love the Switch. There just really hasn't been that moment yet, other than Xenoblade. And whereas with the Wii U, like every time I play 3D World and Mario Kart 8 and Pikmin and Wind Waker and you know, Xenoblade X and Star Fox and these big titles, like those were new, they were fresh, they were good. They weren't just ports from the Wii U. And like, yeah, you know, you got Three Houses and you got Xenoblade 2 and you got Fire Emblem Warriors and Link's Awakening and Kingdom Battle and a couple of and Odyssey and stuff. But like other than that, like there just really hasn't been these big groundbreaking moments for the Switch for me, and I guess that's just kind of where I'm at. This is a super long video. This is probably one of my longest videos yet, 45 minutes. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Leave your opinions on the Wii U and the Switch and why you think it failed and why the Switch is succeeding so much. I kind of think it's because of the pandemic. I don't think it's really anything else. Like I bet you last year they probably had to have sold 20 or 30 million units. because people were trapped in their house and needed something to do. So, but with that being said, peace out for now, guys. Till next time.
Come here, you mother. This is it, baby.